Hey, God bless you guys out there. Gonna go over a few things here. I got seven different types of anxiety and a few words to go over that we're gonna be working on to help our faith, strengthen our faith in the Lord Jesus. First of all, we'll give Holly Stewart a happy birthday out there. Today's December the 7th. Alex is Stewart's wife. God bless you both. I hope you guys are having a good time out there. All right, moving on. Welcome to T. Michael's House of Faith. My goal is to build a foundation of trust in the Lord Jesus. Help each other fight the conscience mind and taking on others' burdens by being supportive and comforting in one another. The Lord is our author, not us. T. Michael's House of Faith does not lend, finance, endorse, or refund. We are non professional. This is for education and not therapy. T. Michael's House of Faith is self-supporting and will ask for a couple of dollars to keep this channel alive and for our first works and for a Monopoly gift pot to give back to those who are supporting the channel. And I'll just throw this out here. You can guys like that. I know I'll set some stuff up so it'll be easier coming up here. I know right now it's the holidays and you'd be lucky if I get people to watch this during the holidays. Try to make them short and quick here. So let's go over some of these things that kind of make us void with our faith in the Lord. Stuff that we got to work on. Uh, Being desperate, feeling, showing, or involving a hopeless sense that a situation is so bad as it to be impossible to deal with. Worry, feeling anxious or troubled about something or the potential problems of the future. Nervous, easy, agitated, or alarmed, tending to be anxious, highly strung. Wondering, characterized by or expressive of, of a desire to know something, being curious. Speeding things up, rushing things, a struggle with trust and patience in God's perfect timing, stems from impatience, worry, and a desire to control the outcome rather than waiting for God's divine plan to unfold. Control is a huge one. You don't want to be doing. The only thing you can control is your emotions. Trying to control anything else, you realize you probably screw things up. That's because God's the author. You always got to start a day with God willing. He's going to allow me to do this. Anyways, moving on. Control. To command or have power over a person or a system. Why people control. Primarily due to a fear of losing control, which can stem from anxiety, past trauma, and need for external validation. Continue. Why people control. Their Their fear that drives them to seek dominance over others to feel safe or powerful. Impatience, having or showing a tendency to be quickly irritated or provoked. Weary, feeling or showing extreme tiredness, especially as a result of excessive exertion. Angry is a often sign that something feels unfair when you feel threatened, emotionally, physically, or financially. At the root of many angry feelings is a sense of powerlessness. Fear. People fear because it is a fundamental survival mechanism that alerts them to potential threats and motivates a fight, flight, or freeze response to danger. And last, jealousy, a complex emotion involving feelings of insecurity, fear, and suspicion, typically triggered by a perceived threat to a valid relationship, often by a third party. So those are some of the things that are key to work on. And control. That's one thing you control is your emotions in your head and how you worry, when you can worry. That way worrying doesn't bug you all the time. I just made a video about that, and go check that out. But getting into our 7 different anxiety issues, thought this would be kind of neat to go over. Um, A, your response to anxiety interferes with your functioning. B, the anxiety caused clinically significant distress. Anxiety disorder is being primarily about avoidance and the lack of skill knowing how to experience our feelings. But understanding it opens the door to get through it. All right, moving on to the 7 types of anxiety disorders. Number 1, generalized anxiety disorder. When your worrying happens on most days and for at least 6 months, it's being chronically worried about many things, even ordinary and routine issues. The level of worry is disproportionate to the actual situation. Number 2, social anxiety disorder. You have a high level of anxiety or fear around social situations, worry about being judged or making embarrassing mistakes, very self conscious, worry too much about what you're doing, like your eye contact, physical motion, if I move my hands too much, what are they thinking about me here or there? All right, moving on to number 3, panic disorder. These are short, sudden, intense feelings of fear. They often peak within minutes and triggered by physical sensations like chest pains, shortness of breath, fluttering or pounding heart, or dizziness. Happens when people worry about them happening again and avoid situations where they have happened or will happen. Moving on to number 4, agoraphobia. When people avoid places or situations where they might feel anxious, trapped, helpless, or embarrassed, you would feel persistent fear or anxiety around 2 or more of the public transportations, open spaces like marketplaces, bridges, enclosed space like shops, theaters, crowds, standing in lines, or being outside or home alone. And number 5, specific phobias. This is when you have an extreme fear about one specific thing, like snakes or spiders, heights, flying. Some have panic attacks when they encounter these things. Others create deliberate avoidance routine to prevent being exposed to the things they fear. Number 6, selective multiism. Usually in children, this is when a person is unable to speak in certain settings, like schools or in front of peers, but are perfectly capable of speaking at home, like at the kitchen table when you guys are eating. Number 7, another child issue here, separation anxiety. And I could probably see this being in older people too, if they're away from their wife too long or something like that. Usually in children, when children have excessive anxiety about being away from their parents or home. And those are the top 7, or those are the 7. OSD and PTSD have their own categories, and not with these 7, because OSD, it doesn't have any physical reaction. All those 7s have physical reaction. And PTSD ain't listed. It's kind of on its own because of the flashbacks. You get flashbacks with PTSD. So that's about all I have for today. Just making a quick one. Thought that'd be pretty interesting for you guys to know. Something to look about. Be going over this a lot. I sent out a thing too. That was really neat. Going into neurotoxins, how to turn your neurotoxins up, and it gets in about sleep, exercise, hydration, your diet, sweating, and stress management. And if you watch that video, Oh man, it's kind of like 45 minutes. I don't know if you watched that one. I don't blame you, but I did. And it just had a list of, thyroid problems, your brain fog, and all this, and how it's kind of interesting, kind of learn a lot from it. And it's kind of cool because the stuff that I'm going through and stuff like that will really help you out with a lot of that stuff too. So hopefully you get some time, you check this out. You guys be safe out there. Stressful time of the year. Don't be drinking too much. That's really gonna put you in depression and anxiety modes and stuff like that. And um, that's really all I got for you today. God bless you all. Take care. Thank you guys all out there for accepting my friend requests. I probably almost gonna be doing that daily, hitting friend requests, building the family larger and larger, hey? So God bless. Stay safe out there. Until next time, T. Michael's House of Faith saying God bless. Goodbye.